Good morning. Can everybody hear me? I'm over here. I promise I'm here. We are just getting set up, and I am just really admiring my space right now. Look at the sun coming in there. I'm going to be real. I kind of have to take a screenshot of this. If you are here, hello. I promise I am here as well. I am just off camera at the moment, taking a screenshot of my setup because it's really pretty. And the sun is coming in and it looks really nice. So there we go. And I realized that I don't think I was on mute the whole time that we were in the little pre-flow screen. So apologies. Normally I have an assistant helping me get set up and everything, so I'm not pushing play and doing all the things, but hello, good morning, welcome to the Creative Warrior Creativity Session, 2 hours dedicated to your creativity here live on YouTube together. We will start with a quick yoga flow, usually fairly beginner friendly. Obviously, if there's anything that you don't feel comfortable doing, you're at home, you can modify to fit your needs. I am absolutely loving this right now. It's like perfect timing with the sun streaming in here. Sorry, totally distracted by that. If you're here, say hey in the comments before we get started. I can't see the comments at the moment, but I will see them when we switch to creativity mode. So sorry, we will start with a quick creativity boosting yoga flow, get the mind moving, the mind and body moving. And then we will shift over to our writing session. I will share a writing prompt. Today's writing prompt is super fun, super unique, a little different than what we normally do. And we will do 3 25-minute writing sprints. So if you are on, I know I said I can't see the comments, but let me know if you can hear me. I hope I set this up okay. Okay, Steph says good morning, and there's no comments like I can't hear you or anything. So, looks like we're good. I'm just going to assume that we're good, and I'm just going to go. So, we're going to kick off our yoga flow here in just a moment. We'll give a little more time for people to hop on. Actually, while we are waiting, this is the perfect time to plug the artwork behind me. I normally do this during the sessions, but while we wait, give people just a few moments to hop on here. These are local artists, independent artists. I say local, they are local to me, depending where you are. They're probably not local to you, but they are independent artists. These are not from Target or Hobby Lobby or Bed Bath & Beyond, any of those places that you can buy art. These are totally unique by artists that I know. I have been switching them out in the background here to celebrate different artists locally here. So if you join me, you might notice that those change. I might. I'm really digging what I have going now, so I honestly might buy these and just keep this set up, but I still want to plug them, still want to let you know. They are technically for sale until I buy them, so if you do want them. But also, I'll put their information in the comments here. The comments are wrong right now. It says Tim Kelly. Tim Kelly is a great artist as well. You can check his stuff out, but that was some old art, and I just haven't had a chance to change it. Cheyenne Britton's is in the comments. Sam Rose has not been added yet. So there's my plug for my local artists that make my space look so lovely and bright and inviting, at least to me. And the sun is also helping with that this morning. I don't know where you are, but it is going to be an amazingly beautiful day. So we will be done by 11, and you can still go out and enjoy the day. So I'll stop blabbing. We're going to do some yoga. Like I said, when we're done with the yoga, we'll switch. We'll take a quick little break. You can get some water, get some coffee, get to your computer desk, wherever you want to be to create. and we will create. Awesome. So let's get started with our yoga flow. We're going to start in a mountain pose. One of my favorites, if you practice with me or use the videos on this channel, I start in mountain pose a lot because it's so beautiful, so simple. All you're doing is standing here, kind of. So we're standing really active though. So our feet are pressing into the ground. They are about hip width apart. Pressing all 10 toes into the ground, pressing 4 corners of the feet into the mat, and then actively pushing up and away from the ground. So you might start to feel a little activation in the legs as you do that. Careful not to lock the knees. You can keep a slight bend there. And then moving up through the body, we'll pull the belly button up and back to engage the core. Sorry, I want to just check the comments here. So just continue, pull the belly button up and back to engage the core, to support the body. And then moving up, we'll pull the shoulders down away from the ears, pull the shoulder blades together toward each other down the back, almost like you're trying to pinch an invisible pencil. And then moving up even further, maybe to the top of the head, pretending there's a string attached to the top of the head that you're trying to pull up toward the ceiling. This will invite length through the neck and the spine. And if you don't stand this actively very often, or you're used to sitting at a desk or doing a lot of hinging over, even that motion, that subtle motion of stretching the top of the head up toward the ceiling, you might start to really feel that through your shoulders, through your back. I know I do just that. And even to counteract that, you can stretch the top of the head up toward the ceiling, and then if you have your fingers kind of spread like mine, palms forward, pull the fingertips toward the ground down, and then that will pull the shoulders down away from the ears even more, and really invites a stretch through the neck, the back, tops of the shoulders, trapezius, I think. Won't get too technical. And then we're just going to breathe here. So we're in this active mountain pose. Take a nice deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. And on the exhale, just let go of anything that's happened thus far. It's still a little early. Maybe you haven't had a lot happen, or anything that you need to get done throughout the day today. So just let go of any to-do lists that might be plaguing your Saturday. Cleaning's often on mine, but we're not going to worry about that right now. We're just going to be on the mat. Inhale through the nose. Exhale. Let go of anything that's worrying you. Just let it drop to the mat. You can even envision it physically just falling off the shoulders, plopping onto the mat, and just let it roll away. Roll it away. And just continuing to breathe. So even if I'm talking, you can still be breathing that in through the nose, out through the mouth, rhythm. And even just standing here, doing mountain pose, just breathing, this is yoga. So for a lot of people, I think they get really nervous. When anyone mentions yoga, I'm not flexible enough, I can't do those complicated poses. This is yoga, just being here, being aware of your breath, being with your breath, trying to let things, outside factors, just kind of fall away for a little bit. That's yoga. So I'm going to move to the top of my mat. So we'll start to move the body here. If you're already there, perfect. Just stay where you are. Maybe just reach the arms up toward the sky on an inhale. And on an exhale, maybe just let them fall to the right, stretching up and over with that left arm to the right side of the body. Just feeling a nice stretch through that left side, pressing down into the mat with the left foot. So we're reaching to the right, but then really pressing down into the mat and counter stretching with everything on the left side. And then inhale back to center. Exhale, let your arms fall to the left. Almost like you're a tree kind of swaying in the wind. You feel that through your right hip, the right side. And inhale back to center. And on the exhale, we're just going to pull the elbows down toward each other behind the back. So we're kind of making a goalpost here, but we're bending the elbows, trying to pull them together behind us. Obviously, they won't reach. And just keeping the chest open, shining forward. And inhale back to center, reaching the arms up. We'll do that one more time. Exhale, pull the arms down behind us. And inhale back to the top, reaching. And exhale, just let the arms fall back into mountain. We'll just find our stability here one more time. Find our base, pressing the feet into the mat. And then we'll start to flow. So we'll inhale, reach for the sky. And exhale, forward fold, leading with the chin and the chest. For this very first one, you can keep the knees super, super bent. Letting everything release forward toward the ground. Pulling the tailbone up toward the sky will really activate through the back of the legs, and you might feel a nice stretch there. Inhale. I always pop when I do that. I don't know if you heard that. To a half flat back position. So almost making a 7-ish shape with the body. Obviously, it's going to look different for everyone. Hands can be on the shins or the thighs. Elbows pulled into the body. And exhale back into the fold. And inhale, bend the knees to come up, reaching up toward the sky, reaching through the fingertips. And exhale, let the arms fall through center, down to the side. So that was a half sun salutation. So we'll move through that one more time or a couple more times, and then we will add on for a full sun salutation. So inhale, reach for the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Leading with the chin and the chest, letting the head hang. Maybe the knees straighten a little bit more with each fold. Inhale, half flat back. Hands to the shins or the thighs, whatever this looks like to you. Exhale, fold. And inhale, reach for the sky. Exhale, we'll fold right back into, flow right back into that fold. Letting the hands fall through center, dropping the head. Maybe your knees are a little straighter, lifting that tailbone up toward the sky to invite a nice stretch. Inhale, half flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach for the sky. And exhale, right back into that fold. This time we'll add on to our sun salutation. Forward fold. Inhale, half flat back, hands to the shins or the thighs. And this time on the exhale, we'll drop the hands to the mat on either side of the feet, and then we're going to step the right foot back and then the left into a plank pose for just a moment. Just inhale here and exhale, lower everything to the mat, chest, belly, keeping the elbows pulled in. No idea if you can see me. Okay, sorry. Elbows pulled in toward the body, toward each other. We'll inhale, lifting the chin and the chest away from the mat for baby cobra. Exhale, release. Inhale, tuck the toes. Exhale, pressing up into plank or all fours if you need a little extra support here. And then all the way back through, lifting the hips up and back toward the sky into our downward dog. So we'll inhale here. Knees can be nice and bent, heels pulling down toward the mat, even if they don't touch. Pulling the shoulders away from the ears still. All 10 fingers pressing into the mat, supporting the wrists, taking some of the weight away from the wrists. And then we're going to drop that left heel toward the mat, pressing the left foot into the mat. Lift that right leg up and back to a three-legged dog. The toes pointed toward the ground, heel pressing back behind us. And exhale, pull the knee toward the chest, rounding through the back to give the knee some room to come through center. You can lift the body to give it a little more room too. Bringing that right foot up between the hands. We're in what's called a runner's lunge here for just a moment. So that right knee is over that right ankle. The right foot is between the hands. And we're going to take that left foot up toward the front of the mat a little bit. We're basically coming into warrior one here. So lifting the chest now away from the knee. The left toes are pointed to the top left corner of the mat. You can adjust your stance to the point where it's comfortable for you. Right knee is bent over that right ankle. When I say that, I just say that so that you're aware and it doesn't pull to the left or the right. It can come a little forward. If that happens, it's not the end of the world. It's just that left and right that you want to kind of avoid. That can torque on the knee. So hip points pointed toward the front of the mat, so there's going to be a temptation to pull that left hip back to with that left leg. Keep the hip points pointed forward. Try to keep that back heel down. If it comes up a little bit, that's okay. Adjust your stance so it feels good to you. Inhale, reach the arms up into full expression of warrior one. Pulling the shoulders down away from the ears still. Belly button back toward the spine to engage the core, help take some pressure away from the lower back. Breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. So this flow that we're doing is great for first thing in the morning. It's just a really great flow to get the body moving, the brain waking up. Pausing here can just make you feel like the warrior poses, make you feel really strong, confident to take on the day. So inhale one more time, reaching up through the fingertips and opening up into warrior two. We'll keep the foot, right leg where it is, and just open that back foot so that it's now, the toes are pointing toward the long side of the mat. Reaching the arms up or out to the front and back of the mat. Trying to keep them even with each other. That's called proprioception, being aware of where like your arms are or your limbs, your body is in space. Gazing out over that right hand. So sometimes I'm like this and I have no idea. I've been corrected on that. And I could see just now, obviously in my camera, that I was kind of like this, but it felt right to me. I felt normal. So just kind of being aware of that. Continuing to breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth. And then from here, we're going to let that left hand drop down the back leg, reach the right arm up and back toward the back of the mat, over the body for peaceful warrior. Keeping that core engaged, keeping the right toes pressed into the mat. Back edge of that back foot pressing into the mat. And exhale back into warrior two. And then we're going to flow through those two poses here for just a couple of breaths. So we'll inhale into peaceful warrior. That right leg is just staying right where it is. And exhale, warrior two. So the trunk of the body is staying put. It's only the above the waist, at the waist, that's changing. Inhale, reaching behind us, peaceful warrior. Exhale, warrior two. You can move with your own breath at your own pace, or you can follow me. Inhale. So warrior. Exhale, warrior two. Do that one more time, so wherever you are, just finish up. And exhale, meaning back in warrior two. And now you can go ahead and just put the hands on the waist because we're just going to shift our bodies again toward the front of the mat. So we're just going to turn that left foot back to kind of where it was for warrior one, top left corner of the mat. But we're going to want to bring it up a little closer to that right foot now. We're going to straighten through that right leg. Our hip points are still pointed, are now pointed back to the front of the mat. Hands on the waist. Back foot, maybe the right heel and the back heel align. So you're kind of standing on a tightrope. You can widen your stance if you feel a little off balance. We're going to fold into pyramid pose here. So you can keep the hands on the waist. Take a nice inhale, stretching through the body, lengthening the spine. And on the exhale, start to fold forward at the waist like we do in forward fold. Leading with the chin and the chest, bringing the chest down toward the top of that right leg, even if it doesn't touch, just the direction it's going. And then eventually, if you need it, you can bring the hands down. It might just be the fingertips to the mat. Keep bending, maybe you get the whole palm. I've kind of got spider arms going, which is my comfort level today, or spider fingers. Being sure to keep that right hip pulled back. That'll help invite that stretch through the back of that right leg, pressing the back heel into the mat. You can let the head hang. But just every now and then, maybe inviting more length on the inhale through the spine, and then folding a little farther, maybe on the exhale. We're trying to keep the spine as long as we can rather than folding kind of over like this. So that might make the pose look a little bit different, and that's okay. And after a few breaths, we'll inhale and exhale, slowly start to lift. Back up into standing, bring the hands to the waist, and we'll step forward with that left foot back into our mountain pose, releasing the hands, kind of making sure getting back into our stance, making sure everything's even, the feet are even, back to hip width apart. And then we're just going to move right into the other side. So we'll inhale, reach for the sky. And exhale, forward fold, leading with the chin and the chest. Inhale, half flat back, hands to the shins or the thighs. And exhale, drop the hands to either side of the feet. Stepping the right foot back, then the left, pausing in plank for an inhale, and exhale, lower everything to the mat, untuck the toes, pull the elbows in toward each other, inhale, lift the chin and the chest away from the mat for baby cobra, or you can come into whatever cobra feels good, full cobra, and exhale, release everything, inhale, tuck the toes, exhale, pushing up into plank or all fours, and all the way back through to downward dog. Inhale here. Sigh it out. And we'll press that right foot into the mat, dropping the right heel closer to the mat. We'll inhale, reach the left foot up and back to a three-legged dog. And exhale, rounding the back, bringing the left knee toward the chest. A little more room for it to come through, bringing the left foot up between the hands. Pausing in a runner's lunge just to get our bearings, left knee over left ankle. Fingertips can be on the mat. And then we're going to work that right foot up into warrior one position, right toes for the right corner of the mat. Inhale the body away from the knee. Have the hands on the waist so we get settled. Left knee bent at a 90-degree angle over the right left ankle. Adjust your stance so you get comfortable. Hip points pointed toward the front of the mat. Shoulders down away from the ears. Right edge of that back foot pressing into the mat. The foot comes up a little bit, it's okay. And inhale, the arms up overhead, or whatever feels good to you. If they feel better on the waist, you can keep them there. Inhale and exhale, embracing the strength of these poses, pulling the belly button back toward the spine, engage the core for support and stability. Inhale and exhale. Inhale one more time, reach through the fingertips. And then on the exhale, we'll open up into Warrior Two on the other side. Sorry, my back is now facing you. Reaching the arms out to the sides for the front and the back of the mat, left knee over left ankle. Right foot now pointing toward the long side of the mat. Pro tip, sometimes, well, not pro tip, I guess, but fun fact, sometimes you can keep the right foot in that Warrior One position. That is one expression of Warrior Two that some instructors teach, so it's kind of up to you. Whatever feels best in your body. Inhale and exhale. And then on the next inhale, we'll reach the left arm up and over, dropping the right down the back leg. Reaching up for Peaceful Warrior, bending at the waist. And exhale back to Warrior Two, keeping that left knee over that left ankle. Flowing through those two poses. Inhale, reach up and back. Exhale, Warrior Two. And Peaceful Warrior, just being careful not to press into that back leg. We're not using it for balance or anything in that hand. We're just letting the hand fall down it. Couple more breaths. Inhale, Peaceful Warrior. Exhale, Warrior Two. One more time. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale here. And on the exhale, we'll just turn our bodies, bring the foot up, back into that Warrior One kind of pose with the right toes pointed toward the top right corner of the mat. Bring the foot up even farther, closer to that front leg. Heels are in line with each other. Hands on the waist. Inhale, inviting length into the spine and the neck. And exhale, folding forward, leading with the chin and the chest into our pyramid pose. Eventually letting the hands fall to the mat. Maybe it's just the fingertips. Maybe you get down to the palms or just some variation between there, like spider fingers. Or I think of it as kind of the it. No. What's the little hand guy in Addams Family? Is it it? Or is that the one with the hair? I don't know. Anyway, clearing your mind. Sometimes your mind wanders and it's okay. Thing. The hand is thing. I think. Okay. And we're still stretching, pulling the left foot back, or left hip back. What happens when my mind wanders? Hanging out here, adjusting as needed. Inhale, maybe invite some length into the spine. Exhale, fold a little more forward. And eventually inhale and exhale to lift. It's a good IT band stretch, and mine's usually really tight, so that's what's popping there. Back into a standing and stepping that right foot up to meet the left. Back into mountain. Taking one more big inhale through the nose. And exhale. Letting it out. We will end our yoga flow here, but do not go anywhere because now it's time for our creativity session. So thank you so much for practicing with this through this yoga flow with me. Namaste. Now let's create. So we're going to take just a little break here. I'm going to adjust my settings on my computer. Grab some coffee. Might put you on mute so that you don't hear all my background stuff. Sorry. And then we will create together. So hope you enjoyed the flow. I hope you're feeling energized. Let's do this. All right. So this might get awkward for just a second while I make some changes here. I don't know how this microphone situation's working. Hopefully you can hear me okay. All right. Yeah, just let me know in the comments if you can hear okay, if everything sounds all right. I am going to mute you just while I make some adjustments here, get my coffee. Perfect. Can still hear me. So we will continue with our writing session in just a moment. All right. Hope you can still hear me. Switched my mic out here. All right, so we are ready to create. Thank you so much for flowing with me if you were here, but now we have moved on to the creativity portion of this creativity session. So we are going to be using this prompt today, and we will be doing 3 25-minute writing sprints. So I've been working with a group that's kind of combining science with creative mediums, science and creativity, science and creative writing. And they've been giving kind of science related prompts in my group over on Facebook. Creative Warriors is the group. And so this is one more prompt from them before we wrap up kind of our partnership with them. So sometimes they would give us images and we didn't know what they were, and we just kind of had to base our writing on what we thought it was. You can kind of tell what that is, but that's the prompt. So this creature has approached you. What is it? Is it dangerous or friendly? Can it communicate with you? What happens? So that is our prompt for today. You can use it or not if you're working on something else. Take this time to work on that. If you are here, say hey in the chat. Let me know what you're working on. Let us know if you have any challenges that you're facing in your work, and we can kind of talk it out through the chat. Just take advantage of having a community of other creators here.
I'm happy to answer any questions. For those of you that don't know me, I guess I can introduce myself real quick. I am a writer and an author. I have 2 published books of flash fiction, a book about writing out, and stories in a few different anthologies. So, and a novel finished and looking for a home. So, and I've also been stuck in a pretty horrible creative rut in the past, which is kind of what led me to discovering yoga and putting together tools and things like this for other writers to help them feel more creative and get unstuck if they're feeling stuck. So, all of the things that I'm doing in my different sessions on my Facebook group and in different capacities are things that have helped me get unstuck when I've not felt like writing or felt like I couldn't write or some other, or I lost my train of thought. Also, I remembered cousin It is the hair in Adam's Family, and Thing is the hand. I'm so relieved that that came to me. Anywho, if you're here to say hi, this is our prompt. We will just jump into our first prompt here. 25 minutes. I will set a timer. I will probably go on mute so that you all aren't distracted by whatever's going on over here. And I will pop on and let you know when the time is up. So all you have to do is start writing. So we'll start that now, and then if anybody like to chat about anything over the next break, throw it in the comments. We can chat about it then, and we are going to write. So here we go, 25 minutes starting now. Use this prompt, see what comes up, or don't. Continue working on your own projects, and we'll chat again in 25 minutes. Sorry, I do not mean to interrupt again. The sun today is no joke. I just grabbed, or just like caught on my coffee cup here. Looking pretty cool. Okay, sorry. All right, that is the end of our first sprint. Let me know how it went. I know some of you hopped on during. We got into the conversation about AI and artificial intelligence. So funny that that came up. Steph was actually just telling us about artwork that got created from an AI that was super creepy, and then one that was creating a song. I don't know if I'm remembering this right, but another AI that created a song, but the song ended up being all about how awful humans were or how much it hated humans. um, anyway, yeah, AI is creepy, I guess useful. I was at a work event and I did see a little robot was meant to go into spaces that were unsafe for humans, like to check gas leaks and things like that. But it was one of those like dog looking ones that like walked like this and the little legs bent, and it was super creepy. Great application. Really glad that, you know, we can send it in instead of humans, but also really creepy. So that was the first round. It looks like Celine got something for the prompt. Yes, future robot overlords for sure. I guess we should all like surrender. I guess I should be nicer to my Alexa. Can't say her name or she'll yell at me. Should probably be nicer to her. I yell at her way too much. I'm going to be the first one to go when she takes over. Yeah. So anyway, nice little discussion about robots. It looked like Celine worked on the prompts. I was working on a. Oh, it's okay. Celine, you can send a little chunk of it. That is really impressive, though, that you came up with something too long to send and you came on late. Super impressive. If you're not part of the Facebook group, I don't know if we've had this conversation before. You should join. You can share your writing there in much longer chunks than YouTube allows. So, Creative Warriors is the group. I will throw the link in the comments here. Yeah, I was working on a creativity journal to release in the future. I think I'm going to work on a chunk of digital products, planners, journals, books, workbooks for the Creative Warrior. So excited about that. So that's what I was working on. So, yeah, I'll throw the group in the comments. Stuff. You were probably just working on what you got going on. Yeah, and if you just hopped on during the sprint, we will do 25-minute writing sprints where we just work or talk about robots and AI in the chat, whatever comes up. So we will do another writing sprint right now. We'll keep the same prompt. You can keep working on that. You can start over. We'll read that when I'm not, on camera here. I mean, I'm on camera the whole time, but I will read that. Already looks interesting. We will start another prompt here. Or another sprint for 25 minutes. You guys, I seriously am loving my little spot right here. I'm like right in a sunbeam. I feel like a cat. My dog wants in now. It's like perfect. I'm so cozy. Perfect little writing spot right here, right now. So embracing it. Before then I am going to be out and about today. I don't know where you are and if it's nice for you all today, but it's going to be gorgeous here and I'm very excited. Anyway, sorry. We'll start another sprint right now. So I will interrupt you when the sprint is over. right, that is the end of our second prompt. Hope everyone was productive. Hope it went well. I will probably just start our next one up here really quickly. I feel like I've been babbling a lot this session. I think I probably have had a little too much coffee. Actually, I think what happened is I made good coffee and a little more caffeine than my normal Folgers. So I was feeling a bit chatty. Now I'm coming down a little bit, but ooh, yeah. Celine, that sounds really intriguing. I'm glad it helped you come up with something. I love seeing your posts and what you come up with. They're always awesome. Can't wait to see them over in the Facebook group. I'll start the third sprint here shortly. In the meantime, I feel like there was something I probably should have plugged, but we'll be back here every other Saturday. So not next week, but the next week we'll be back for another creativity session. I was going to ask if anybody's participating in NaNoWriMo, National Novel Writing Month. If you are, throw it in the chat. If you've done it before, you can chat about your experience. What challenges you might face if you've tried it before and faced some challenges. So I'm actually going to be opening up calls with me shortly. I have a funnel kind of where you can schedule calls. Celine, I know you already watched the webinar, but it's going to be in a funnel where I offer the webinar, and then if you'd like to follow up after the webinar and schedule a call with me just to talk about challenges and things like that, that's going to be an option. So new stuff coming up, creativity journal in the works. Be sure to follow along here or on Facebook. Creative Warriors is the group that is in the chat, or Creative Warrior is the page. Yes, Steph's writing a series of short stories for Nano, which I love that idea. If I had the time, I would probably do something like that. My priorities are elsewhere at the moment, but that is a really good idea. I love it. Can't wait to see what you come up with. All right, so we're just gonna jump into our last sprint here because it's about that time. So I'm gonna start the timer. Continue to chat in the chat about your nano projects if you would like. Otherwise, start. Happy writing. right, friends, there's about 3 minutes left in our sprint, but about 3 minutes left in our total time together. So I figured I'd just start wrapping things up here. Feel free to just mute me if you want to keep going. But just wanted to kind of wrap things up here. Thank you so much for joining me today, for flowing with me, for writing with me. We are back here every other Saturday and post yoga flows here twice a week, do lots of fun stuff, post writing prompts, all that jazz. If you're here, there's the Facebook group if you want to be a little more interactive in sharing and posting your writing. Yeah, so I think that's everything that I wanted to plug today. So again, thank you so much for being here and being a part of this. I will be back here. We also do super, super quick writing sprints every Wednesday morning. So those are only about 25 to 30 minutes, depending, 8 to 8:30 a.m. Eastern time, just to check base with our creative projects midweek, because sometimes it gets to the middle of the week and you realize I haven't worked on anything this week. So I just like to give that little bit of time to dedicate to our creativity in the middle of the week at the beginning of the day, before all other life things take over. So yeah, you can join us for that here too. So thank you so much. I am going to wrap up. You are welcome to keep on writing and keep on going. And I will see you here soon. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. I hope a wonderful weekend. And I hope you go fight for your creativity. Talk to you soon. Bye.